Okay, Dan and Kelly, let's hear just the vocals.
Okay, got it. A 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, and you and me. We're the kind of people all the people would like to be. Yeah, sing it, girl. Yeah. Wait. You sound like Mahalia Jackson. Melissa Manchester. Wow, it's so nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Are you recording next door?
I was.
Oh my God, you're here.
I am, and by the way, I've always wanted to be in bed with both of you.
We have been wanting to get you in bed for so long, but we have no bed available right now.
No bed.
No
So
bed.
what are we gonna? Well, we could jump in a couch.
Let's jump in a couch.
All right, come on.
Melissa, I am such a fan of yours.
Thank you for interrupting us.
I know. You and your music, I mean, don't cry out loud through the eyes of love.
Midnight Blue. I love that song.
And being a singer myself on the road, I sang Come In From the Rain. I have to
great.
say, it's an honor to meet you.
Thank you.
An honor.
Sure.
I think what makes your music so unique is obviously your amazing voice. But when you sing, you really tell a story.
Thank you.
And you believe, I mean, if you get a chance to catch La Vie en Rose on Johnny Carson.
Oh God,
Powerful,
that was fantastic.
powerful.
Oh.
YouTube it.
Yes.
So lucky to have worked with
Yeah.
Johnny Carson and to be invited back. Oh my God.
What was he like?
A listener. He listened
Very
to
good,
you.
yeah.
You never saw him looking over your shoulder to see what the next commercial break was.
Right, right.
He was just totally engrossed, and he never jumped on your punchline unless he was inadvertently given it, which he was the last time I was there. But he was so great, and he was so for you, and he loved music so much that as a musician, you know, you were present, and he just was for you.
And I mean, who can forget the last Johnny Carson show with Bette Midler? And now, not many of you may know this. Speaking of Bette Midler, you were the original Harlette.
I was the founding Harlette.
I thought
was
so.
the
Founding
I
Harlette,
was
which
your
Bette-
idea, right?
Yes.
Which were Bette Midler's backup singers. They called
Yes.
them Harlettes.
Yeah.
Right, we were originally called the Red Light District,
Right.
and then we were called MGM, and then we were called the Harlettes, and I was the Toots in the middle for 6 months. Yeah, it's true.
And now tell us how you. Wait, I think you met Barry Manilow, who's a friend of yours. You met
Yes.
him on a jingle at McDonald's.
Barry and I were jingle singers, and both aspiring songwriters, and he had hired me to sing on a demo of his beautiful song, and he told me that he was a music director for Bette Midler, who I had known about only because she had just been on the Carson show for the first time.
Right,
Tore the
right.
place up, and they were performing at a place called the Continental Baths on West 74th Street in Manhattan,
Yes.
and I was performing at a place up the street called the Focus, and they came in to see my show on their night off, and so I went over to them and introduced myself to Bette. I told her how excited we all were. So excited, we were all, you know, striving young artists, and how excited we were for her to be on the Carson show. And I said, "What are you doing next?" And she said, "I'm getting ready for Carnegie Hall." I said,
my God.
"Oh," I said, "Yeah." Are you gonna have any background singers? And she said, "I don't know. Would you like to be a background singer?" And I said, "Well, actually, I'd like to sing instead of you, but I'd be happy to create." So Barry and I created what became the Harlettes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And there's been how many Harlettes through the years?
Oh, I don't
Even was it Katie
know.
Segal? I think
Yes.
was a Harlette at one
Indeed.
point.
Quite a few,
You
quite a
know.
few.
Right.
Now, of the current singers today,
Well, I love Adele. I mean, I think she's the spiritual daughter of Dusty Springfield.
Oh,
that's
I love
interesting.
Dusty Springfield.
Yeah. But there are a lot of really great singers. I just don't know their names. But, you know, my kids have great taste and introduced me to very dynamic artists. You know, Florence and the Machine.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I have not heard of that.
I know, but she writes very dynamic pieces, very theatrical pieces.
Tell me something. Do you believe in destiny? Do you believe, okay, now this is predestined, Melissa Manchester will make it this big in her lifetime? Do you believe in that?
Well, I believe that if you have a sense about the direction of your life and you have the strength to follow it, then you're throwing energy towards that destiny. But as your adventure, your journey unfolds, you attract different energies and you learn because of them. But I really knew what I wanted to do so young, and school was just a gigantic inconvenience, and I just needed to get to it, you know.
Because you were 5 years old
When I heard
and
Ella
it was
Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I changed my
That's
life.
young. I mean,
that was the light. That was just the light. Everything else was mildly amusing, but she was the light. And I came from a very loving family, very musical family. My father
Right.
was a bassoonist with the Metropolitan Opera. My mother was one of the first women to own her own design and manufacturing firm on 7th Avenue.
With predestination is like the energy, the vibration that we create. I mean, you sound very spiritual.
I am.
I mean, is there anybody that you've learned from over the years in that venue?
Well, I've learned from so many people. I've learned from not only singers, but I've learned from dancers and composers. I've learned from poets and philosophers. Because if you leave your mind and your heart open, you never know where somebody will synthesize an idea and you think, that's what I was looking for. I didn't know it, but that's what I was looking for.
It sort of falls in your lap.
It does indeed.
Isn't that true?
That's right.
And I know you're a big follower or a big fan of Viktor Frankl's book,
Oh, yes.
Man's Search for Meaning.
Yes, indeed.
Wow,
Yes.
what a book.
Oh my God.
Read that back
yes.
in college.
Yes. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never heard of that book, and it came to my attention recently while I was visiting women prisoners up at the maximum security prison in Coachella.
Yes.
And
You were
Coachella,
singing the
sorry.
song "Beloved."
Well, I
right?
wrote that piece for them.
Okay, you wrote
yes,
that.
Yes,
That's neat.
Yeah, it was incredible because my girlfriend has created a program called Prison of Peace, based on restorative justice, which is what President Mandela implemented when he was released from
Yes.
prison after 26 years. The goal of the Prison of Peace program is to help these women. It's very rigorous training, 18 months, for these women to train to become certified mediators or peacekeepers, so that then they can teach other prisoners.
Oh, that's great.
Because women prisoners, nobody visits them. Men prisoners have fan clubs and wives and conjugal visits with girlfriends and babies. Women are largely forgotten, so they create their own
I never
villages.
thought
I didn't
No.
know that.
And my friend Laurel Coffer created this very dynamic program with her partner Doug Knoll, and what they had noticed is that the level of violence in the general population is going down because these trained prisoners who are graduates of the Prison of Peace help to diffuse anything that could escalate into real violence. But I wrote this piece for the choir called Beloved, and it was inspired by Dr. Frankl, because when he got out of prison, the first thing that his soul kept echoing back to him was, I prayed to you from a narrow prison, and you answered me with freedom of space. And when I read that, while I was visiting these women, I thought, there it is. There it is. There's the way into the story. And so I taught the women their parts. They were magnificent. And then when I do a concert, it's a virtual duet. I sing live, and they sing
I
behind
love
me.
it.
Oh,
And the audience
nice.
is just like, what? Wow.
I know you are very big with women's causes. You have been at the forefront, excuse me, of the AIDS movement. I think you joined in on the first national televised AIDS concert. I think that may have been hosted by Dionne Warwick.
Well, the first concert I did was in 1984. It was called An Evening to Remember, and it was at the Metropolitan Opera House. It was the very first concert. So I've been performing.
1984. I
Yeah,
mean, this is before
yeah.
Elizabeth Taylor stepped
Oh,
up.
yes,
Anybody
yeah.
really stepped up to the
Yeah,
plate.
yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
This
And
is
then there was The Power of Ribbons.
Yes. Mhm.
Which that you sang and
That I
wrote.
wrote, yes, I wrote
And then
for my
all
friend
the
Nancy.
proceeds
Yeah.
went to breast cancer research.
Okay, we're all human beings. We all have ups. We all have downs. What does Melissa Manchester do when she gets depressed?
I immediately remember what I have to be grateful for. That is my spiritual muscle. And it's true, because if you take the energy away from what your problem is, gratitude seems to put you closer to the solution, or at least make room for one.
I agree.
And I think of very small things, very, very small things. I think of the next breath I can take that has no pain involved. I think of, but the one that kills me is, and always has, is when I see a shoot of grass coming through concrete. It just stops me in my tracks because it's the reminder for me. It is the reminder of how I put things into perspective and how mighty such a tiny thing.
When you say that, it hits me right here. I mean, it just makes so much sense. I mean, what else is more important?
Well, now on the other side here, what makes you laugh?
That was my question. Are you reading my mind?
God. David Sedaris
Oh my gosh.
doing a commercial in the voice of Billie Holiday. I heard that yesterday on the radio.
My God, I heard the
was
same
driving
thing.
like this. I was screaming, laughing.
Yes.
Oh my God.
What's your favorite city in LA to visit?
My favorite
city in LA?
Is it?
Oh my God. I think you got those questions a little
Well,
twisted,
it's
Carl.
like saying who's buried
Which
in Grant's
city
tomb.
What's your
Let's just do
favorite
this.
thing to do?
Where's a favorite city that you like to visit? There we go.
Well, New York. New York.
Oh,
New York
love
is
it.
not my hometown. It's my heart's town. It's
Yeah, 'cause you're the Bronx.
it
You're the
is.
Bronx.
It's the Bronx of Manhattan. You know, it's just.
And you live in Los Angeles area. I want
do.
to know,
I do.
what do you think is fun to do? What do you do in Los Angeles? I mean, if you want to go out and have a nice day or something, is there anything that comes to mind that you really enjoy doing? Like,
Well, I love going to museums. I'm a big museum person.
So does Dan.
Yeah. Yeah, because when I'm traveling, if I have time off, I like to haunt museums or that's what I like to do.
out of all the people that you have met in your lifetime, is there any particular one that stands out the most, may have inspired you, influenced you, you've looked up to?
The night I won the Grammy, Leontine Price, the great opera star,
Yes.
was there, and I had grown up loving her. My father was in the orchestra when she was in her heyday, and when I was 7 years old, my mother took me to see a performance of hers, where she was so magnificent. She was in Tosca that when she finished her big aria, the audience would not stop screaming, and she actually had to come out of her character and take a bow and blah blah blah. All right, so a million years later, it's Grammy night, and I've just won my award, and she's backstage, and somebody said, "Would you like to meet her?" And I thought, oh my God, sure. And I turned to her, and she extends her hand to me and says, "Diva."
Oh, wow.
It was thrilling. It was good. It was a good.
What a nice moment.
Anyone that you have not met that you would like to meet?
Tony Bennett.
Really? You've not?
I've not
Tony
met him.
I thought you guys sang together, no?
No, we
Oh
never
my gosh.
have. No.
Why haven't you guys got together? Wow.
That's a very
What a
Sue?
great duo.
yeah.
Sue, put that down on your list.
Yes, a lot of to-do lists. We have lots of to-dos. Yeah.
We're going to mention some of the people that have touched your life, and if you can give us a one-word reaction
Okay.
when you say their name, that'd be great. If you want to use 2 or 3 words, it's okay.
Okay.
But that kind
One
of
word
thing.
is good.
So, Kel,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, Barbara Streisand.
The Queen.
Celeste Holm.
Oh, elegant.
Marvin Hamlish.
Oh, I miss him. I miss my friend.
You guys work together.
So supportive. Oh,
A
absolutely.
lot. Barry Manilow.
Oh, love him. Thrilling. Thrilling is the word.
Good word.
Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence, my boy. he's a good guy. Really good guy. I like him a lot.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, well. She's my spiritual godmother. Yeah.
I like that.
Kenny Loggins.
Oh, an interesting bunch of fellas. a lovely collaborator. Yeah.
Okay, Bette Midler.
Great. Bette told me, she said, talking about herself, she said, I have the soul of a librarian. And it's true. She does.
Oh,
Brilliant, brilliant woman.
Thanks. One word to describe Melissa Manchester.
Oh, unfolding.
Oh, we have never got that.
That's a good
That's
word.
terrific. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, it was wonderful.
This
Thank
is
you
great
so
fun.
much.
Thank you. Melissa, would you mind playing a little bit on our way out?
Oh, sure.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Peek in next time to see who will be in bed with
Dan,
Anna Kelly.
see you guys later.
Let's go to the piano.
This next song we're going to do, that I'm going to do for you, is from my latest album called Playlist, and it was written with my friends Greg Barnhill and Joanna Cotton, and it was used in Tyler Perry's film For Colored Girls. They say you never see it coming, all the tiny little breaks, somewhere out beyond our reach.